This one's pull is a really interesting one in the sense that we're gonna pick it up from where the girl already like clearly likes me. She's chosen to isolate with me. She's basically committed her evening to me. So it's a situation where I can be very confident that a pull is gonna go down, right? I can be very confident that, you know, logistics are good. So the hardest part is done. But what a lot of guys mess up here is they're technically in comfort, right? They're not trying to like build way more value at this point. They're not trying to be like super like cocky, funny, whatever. And guys take that a little too far. They get in this comfort mode and they stop being an attractive man. They stop giving the girl a hard time. They stop bantering and stuff like that. So this is a girl, even though like she's Asian, the Asian girls tend to be more shy and whatnot. She is bantering and she is giving me a hard time, and I'm giving it back to her. And I really want to point that out, that even when we're in that like comfortable setting, or that building comfort, getting to know you setting, that there still is a lot of back and forth going on, and there still is a lot of like disqualifying and teasing and that kind of stuff. It doesn't become bland, because I see so many guys mess up and ruin great interactions by becoming basically a chode once they get into the comfort phase, okay? Just to show you, I'll point it out when it comes, but just to show you like how much you can get away with, there's a point in this interaction where even though the girl's been hanging out with me, and even though it's very likely I end up taking her home, she goes to go like look for a phone charger, and I'm alone for a second, and I end up just like winging a student on another set, and then when the girl comes back, I like actually ignore her, right? And then when I come back, I'm like, oh yeah, I was looking around for you, I couldn't find her. I'm completely lying to her. I knew exactly where she was. I just was having fun talking to another girl, and I completely neglected and ignored her for a little bit, and then I picked it right back up. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that as a typical tactic, but it just shows what you can get away with and how much you can get away with. And in fact, I think that actually helped me pull in this case, because she didn't want to lose me to another girl, and she was just ready to get out of the place to like win. She wanted to win me so badly that she's just like, yeah, let's get out of here. All right, so it actually worked to my advantage in this case. Anyway, with that said, let's cut into the footage.
Yeah, you only met me.
I feel like you talk a very big game in that regard, but you're just like, yeah. You're like, you know what you're like? Do you know like the little Chihuahua, the little tiny dog that barks and acts like a tough dog, but you're not actually that tough? That's you. Okay? You're totally the little Chihuahua that acts tough but isn't.
If you think so, it's only the first 30 minutes we're talking. And into the next 30 minutes, you'll feel annoyed. I mean, like, the next...
30 minutes, don't flatter yourself. It's been like 5. You still got to impress me.
It's raining. Let's leave.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You go downstairs?
I don't like my hair getting wet.
You're Asian. It's like straight.
I don't like it.
All right. We'll go downstairs.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. You're cute and fun, and you keep the conversation good. Well, good.
I love good conversation.
Really? So how do you communicate?
With eyes.
With your eyes?
With that crazy smile.
Really? I'll give you that you're crazy, that's for sure. I'll give you that you're crazy. I agree.
So, okay, my smile.
I can't do it. I'm not a girl. I can't do it. I'll try. Ready? I can't do it.
So I just want to point this out briefly. There are two very common shit tests that she just threw at me. The first was the like disqualifying herself. Be like, oh, I'm not good at conversation, something like that. And that's like, I refuse to qualify myself too. That's the shit test. And I gave you an opportunity to qualify it and you refused, right? And the way you handle that is just don't act like it's a big deal, right? Just treat it like no big deal. Stay positive. If anything, you can like make fun of her a little bit. And then just go on with the set and just take it as a signal, take it as a signpost that she wasn't ready yet and you'll try again later, right? But if you get all like trying too hard, you're like, you will qualify, bitch, that doesn't really work, right? You don't want to be try hard, you don't want to be too pushy in that situation. You just want to take that information, she's not ready to qualify, move on, no big deal. The second one was, I teased her earlier on about she made some kind of weird smile, and you can see she's bringing it up. So you can see it had an effect on her, which, you know, obviously, you know, she's emotionally reactive to me, so that's very positive. But now she's asking me to make the smile, right? She's asking me to jump through a hoop, right? And again, I don't want to like just, you know, do some silly thing she's asking me to do if I don't feel like it, right? On the other hand, I don't want to be like, no, I refuse to do it, and try and hold your frame too hard, right? The key thing here is just you hold your frame, but it's in a good-natured, fun way. And it's actually more important that you don't seem to care than whether you give in or not, right? The most important thing is that you're having fun and whatever you do is coming from a positive frame for the interaction, right? You don't get too caught up in the frame battle, right? So I just want to point out those two shit tests because those are two classes of shit tests that guys tend to have a lot of trouble with.
I don't know, that's what I thought too. What is this? What are you doing? You what? Hi, how are you? What am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you? You're such a troublemaker. You show up late, you have the devious expression, you keep punching me. What am I gonna do? Punch you back? Actually, you're really warm. What the fuck?
So what I want you to just notice there is just sort of the casual physicality, right? Pulling the hair, but like not in a sexual way, just a playful way. But when you do it in a playful way, it sets it up for a sexual way later. It kind of like greases that path. And then also the like her punching me punching her, that kind of stuff. Now we're not actually we're not like having like violence in the club, but this like combativeness and this physical escalation, even if it's not a sexual physical escalation, very, very important. And it's making everything more charged. It's making everything more interesting. If you have a very boring get to know you conversation, but in the meantime, like she occasionally like does a little fake punch on you and you like push her away a little bit, and you pull her hair a little bit while you're having that get to know you conversation, suddenly it's a very much more emotionally charged conversation. This is another way during that comfort phase that can get boring, you keep things from getting boring.
Officially bad for me, but interesting. Why? Because you look so sweet and innocent. Really? But you're not. I don't know. Why not? Why not? Because you keep punching me? And because you're feisty? I'm what? You know you're feisty? It means you have your own opinions. Okay. And you're very...
I'm a girl, so of course I have my opinion.
You have belly button ring or what is that?
Huh?
You have belly button ring? What is that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm hanging out with friends for a little bit here, but I'm tempted to kind of take you on an adventure and show you around a little bit. In a little while. Not yet though, because I only just say you, so I don't know if I can trust you yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you want to take it or are you good? What? Wanna come back here? Sounds good.
So a couple interesting things happened here. Number one, I just seeded the poll, which is helpful. But then she said she wanted to like go charge her phone. And so I was like, do you want me to go with you or you're just gonna go whatever? And so she's like, oh, I'll go find a place to charge my phone. And normally a lot of times I won't leave girls like by themselves, but I know this girl's been hanging out with me for a while. I know she's pretty committed to me. I really don't feel like she's going anywhere in this case. And also interestingly enough, there was another cute girl nearby that was talking to one of my friends. And so I kind of wanted to let her go and just go like talk to this other girl and see what played out and just see what developed. And so I actually like let her go and then went and talked to this other girl. I don't necessarily recommend that as a tactic all the time, but you know, you can always kind of keep your options open, play the field, and see how things develop. You do run the risk of losing the girl if you do it. But that said, if the girl comes back and sees you with the other girl, sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it can be bad. Again, high risk, high reward.
I can't believe you came back and didn't say hi to me. I was like looking around, and then I like gave up. I'm like, what the fuck?
So what I just said, there's a total lie. I knew exactly where she was. I saw her sitting down dejectedly, wondering why I wasn't talking to her. I know she saw me with the other girl, etc. But I don't want to be like a classless person, be like, yeah, I was ignoring you or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I looked around for you, I couldn't find you, etc. And she can't really get angry at me for talking to another girl because As far as she knows, we're just talking. I am in a social place, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't want to play up this like, yeah, I can get any girl I want. Yeah, I'm a big player. It's a very casual thing. But I know it's had an emotional impact on her. And that's the perfect scenario. The perfect scenario is it had the emotional impact of showing her she fears losing me. But at the same time, I was not a douchebag. I was not an asshole. I came back and I was as gentlemanly as possible. And there was a plausible excuse. And I even said I was looking for her. So I could allow her to save face, allow her to stay validated in that sense. So it's a good sort of cocktail of she feels emotionally attached to me. She feels competitive about winning me. But at the same time, she doesn't feel like she's being used or that I'm being a total asshole to her.
All right. I have a question for you. So your phone's dead? Do you want to go somewhere and charge your phone and then come back, or? Close. Okay.
Now, I can't prove this, but I strongly believe that the reason she wanted to leave so fast is she didn't want to lose me to another girl. I strongly believe that to be the case. Now, again, can't prove it. I'm not inside her mind. But just how fast she was like, yeah, let's go, right? It just says that to me. So I think that the whole thing ended up working to my favor. And that wasn't really the intention. I wasn't trying to do some kind of jealousy plot line. But what I was doing was being social, keeping an eye on her to make sure it didn't get too bad, and just kind of playing both options and seeing what developed. And this is what ended up developing.
I only have bills, sorry.
What?
All right, let's go.
What did they ask?
She has to change for a 20, but I only have 20s. So. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Forgive me, I'm all over the place.
Arrogant.
Who, me? Arrogant? Only a little.
That's what you wrote.
Only a little.
Do you remember what I... Oh, good job.
Well, you think I don't pay attention?
Of course not.
You think I don't like you for you?
Most people don't.
Right. I was just like, she's cute. Fuck it. Who cares about the rest?
Yeah, right.
All right. Okay. There you go. Come on. How you doing? Oh yeah, that's funny actually.
What's funny?
You know, you think I'm all superficial and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's why.
Wow. All right, I see how it is.
It's okay.
Uh-huh. I thought you liked me for me.
I thought so.
So I just want to point this out a little bit. So we're in the elevator, and a lot of guys make a big mistake when they get in the elevator, and it's like other people there in the elevator, and they just go silent, and they're nervous, and they're embarrassed, and they don't want to make a scene, okay? That makes the girl really nervous. It makes the girl feel like, oh God, something awful's happening. Oh God, he doesn't want this to there's some weird shady shit that he doesn't want to be seen publicly. If you just stay social and talk in the elevator, you'll look fine, you'll look great. Now don't be obnoxious, don't be yelling and getting in other people's space and faces in the elevator. But to be able to keep that flirty conversation with people around shows massive entitlement, shows massive ability to handle social pressure, shows massive confidence, right? It's raising your value through the roof. And again, it's not blatant, I'm not being try-hard about this, but if I were to just imagine if I were to have shut up here and we just had that elevator ride in silence, how ominous that is, right? You want to avoid that.
Symmetrical.
Me? Thank you.
No, look at the mirror.
I appreciate that. I thought you were saying I was symmetrical and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what you meant? All right.
You have this, so it's not symmetrical.
I know, but you like that though. You keep going psh, psh, psh.
You have this too. Smile.
I never smile.
Do
I don't know how to do that. I'm never happy. I'm a sad person.
I thought so.
Yeah?
Okay, I'm here checking my phone. And you just walk by.
Okay.
No. So scared. I see a girl who's smiling like that.
I know, that's why I was scared. So I was like, oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not so much.
I'm seriously
Yeah?
scared.
You're ridiculous.
I look at some girl. Wow, that is very provocative.
Provocative? That's what you're very provocative.
Yeah?
Provocative. You're
Provocative.
provocative. Yes, you are.
Stop, I'm learning new words.
Yeah, you're learning. Yeah? I'll teach you. I'll teach you English.
Provocative.
I'll teach you all the good words.
Okay.
That'll be great.
I don't need it.
You don't need it?
No, that looks
so
very...
if we can grab this car, it would be
that
amazing.
looks very, how do I say it? flirtatious too, right?
Well, I mean, I assume you're flirting with me.
Was it?
I would hope. I would hope you're flirting.
Did I
with
look
me.
like flirtatious?
A little bit. Why?
But what were you thinking? You were
I was
like,
thinking.
whoa.
I was thinking. No.
You
I
were
was thinking.
what?
I was thinking that you thought I was very cute and sexy, and that you were hoping I had an amazing personality.
Oh, come on. So what if?
I'd be a tough spot because I'd be like, well, she's cute and she's hitting on me, but at the same time, I don't want to be a dick. I don't know. It'd be tough. It'd be really tough.
But I thought the place was closed.
What place?
The place we're going.
It's closed, but it's raining and stuff. So
I don't care.
I don't want to get you wet. I told you, my whole goal for the night is no matter what, we will not get you wet.
Okay, thank you.
Trust me, I'll take
Very
care of you.
nice
Okay?
of you.
Yes.
You're welcome. No, I mean.
I mean, thank you. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's close. It's not far. Yeah. Well, used to fucking like you'll
I
probably like pull a switchblade on me.
I work in.
Do you have a switchblade and a gun in there?
How do you know?
How do you know? I know. I can tell. I know your type.
Like,
I know girls like you.
I don't care.
I know about you. I know
I'm
all of.
working, and I'm like
Yeah.
tough as hell.
Tough
Just
as
so
hell.
you know. Yeah.
Are you? I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's very nice. What's this? Tough as. Did you say tough as hell or tough as nails?
Hell.
Tough as hell. How tough is hell? All right. Please. Yes, sir. Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate it.
Oops.
It's all right. It's acceptable. I have no objections.
Oh, really?
You know, so far.
Oh, okay.
We're all right. All right.
So the big thing to take away from that last part is just that I kept talking, right? I just kept it going, just in good humor, making getting the cab not a big event, right? If it's this ominous silence building up to getting the cab, there's a lot of objection. If it's talk, oh, the cab's just a thrown off thing, and then we're done with that topic like 3 seconds later, not such a big deal, all right? So I just want to really point out how throughout this whole comfort building stage, I'm continuing to tease, I'm continuing to banter, I'm continuing to keep it like fun and alive. And if anything, especially with that like whole jealousy thing with the other girl, I'm building even more deep emotional spikes, right? Now I am spending time to get to know the girl. I am forming a connection. I am treating her nicely, those kind of things. So there is comfort being built, but I just want to let you know it doesn't have to be all comfort all the time. It's a ratio, right? So during the attraction phase, it's like 80% attraction, like 20% comfort, or like 90-10 even. During the comfort phase, it's like 80-20 the other way, right? But there's still that 20% of attraction type stuff going on, and that's very, very critical for maintaining that role, keeping her chasing you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Also notice just like the like entitlement and cockiness throughout everything that I'm doing here, right? From moment one to the end, I'm extremely entitled. I fully believe she's gonna go home with me, and it just comes through that expectation, not in like a try hard, like you will come home with me, I'll force it. It's just like in this calm, confident kind of way where I just believe it's gonna happen. I'm not in a rush, but I am moving things along in a very confident, measured way.